Most men never realize it when a younger woman is secretly falling for them, especially if they're older. Why? Because society has painted this picture that younger women only chase youth, wild fun, or superficial looks. But the truth, the secret very few men understand, is that younger women are often drawn to older men in ways that are deeper, more emotional, and far more powerful than anything surface level. And here's where it gets fascinating. When a younger woman is genuinely crazy about an older man, she doesn't always shout it from the rooftops. She hides it in subtle behaviors, in the little details, in the things most men overlook because they're too focused on the obvious signs. Think about it. She's younger. She's in a world where her peers are chasing quick thrills. Yet she finds herself magnetically pulled toward a man with life experience, composure, and a presence that feels unshakable. It's not about money, though. Society loves to reduce it to that. It's not about status, though that can play a role. What really drives her crazy is that you represent stability in a world of chaos, maturity in a sea of immaturity, and confidence in an age of insecurity. You stand out because you don't have to try so hard. You've lived, you've experienced, you've failed and risen again. And all of that gives you a depth that younger men can't fake. But here's the catch. Younger women who fall for older men rarely express it openly at first. They're cautious. They're testing. They're studying your reactions. She might act normal around you, but deep down, she's replaying your words, your tone, your smile long after the conversation ends. She might laugh at your jokes a little too much, ask you questions about your life a little too intently, or find excuses to be around you even when there's no reason to be. These are the hidden signs, the ones that reveal she's not just interested, she's secretly crazy about you. And that's exactly what we're diving into today. I'm going to show you 7 secret signs a younger woman gives when she's not just curious, not just flirting, but genuinely hooked. When she's thinking about you late at night, when she's subtly competing with women her own age for your attention, and when she's trying to make sure you notice her without ever saying it directly. These are signs most older men miss, but once you understand them, you'll never look at female behavior the same way again. So, if you've ever wondered whether that younger woman's friendliness was just casual, or whether she was secretly feeling something deeper, stay with me, because what you're about to hear will open your eyes to an entire hidden world of female psychology, one that could change the way you see attraction forever. Before we dive into the 7 secret signs, let's take a moment to really set the stage, because what we're talking about here isn't just attraction. It's a psychological and emotional dynamic that many people either misunderstand or completely dismiss. Society has a habit of simplifying things down to cliches. They'll say a younger woman is only drawn to an older man because of money or because she wants a father figure or because he can offer stability. But the truth is much deeper, much more nuanced, and far more interesting than that. A younger woman who finds herself crazy about an older man is experiencing something that her peers often can't provide. She isn't captivated by flashy cars or shallow appearances, at least not in the way people assume. What truly pulls her in is the energy, the presence, the mindset that comes with maturity. She notices the calm confidence of a man who doesn't feel the need to prove himself. She feels safe around a man who doesn't crumble under pressure. She admires a man who carries himself with a kind of grounded masculinity that most younger men haven't had the time or the life experience to develop. Think about it this way. Younger men are often still figuring themselves out. They're insecure, they're chasing validation, they're caught up in trends and competition. But an older man who has embraced his value doesn't operate on those terms. He doesn't chase. He attracts. He doesn't beg for attention. He commands respect. And whether she admits it or not, a younger woman senses that. It sparks a fascination in her that can turn into obsession if the connection deepens. Now, here's the fascinating part. When she's crazy about an older man, she usually won't come right out and say it. In fact, many younger women will go out of their way to hide it, partly because of fear of judgment, partly because of uncertainty, and partly because they want to test whether the man is perceptive enough to notice without being told. This is why so many older men miss the signs. They're expecting something obvious when in reality the signals are subtle, layered, and often disguised as casual behavior. She might position herself to be near you without making it look deliberate. She might laugh at your stories even when they're not that funny. Not because of the joke itself, but because she wants you to feel validated. She might open up about things she wouldn't normally share, revealing vulnerability because deep down she feels safer with you than she does with guys her own age. Each of these little behaviors adds up to something bigger, proof that her attraction goes beyond curiosity. It's emotional, it's personal, and it's powerful. And that's why this video matters. Because once you know these secret signs, you'll see them everywhere. You'll stop second guessing whether she's just being polite or whether she's genuinely drawn to you. You'll recognize when her eyes linger a little longer, when her energy shifts around you, when her words carry hidden meaning. Most men will never pick up on this, and that's why they either miss out on opportunities or they misinterpret them entirely. Today, I'm going to break down those 7 secret signs in a way that leaves no confusion. If a younger woman is showing you these behaviors, she's not just interested. She's crazy about you. She may never admit it directly, but once you learn to decode her signals, you'll see the truth written in every gesture, every glance, every subtle choice she makes around you. Sign 1. She seeks your wisdom more than your approval. When a younger woman is genuinely crazy about an older man, she doesn't treat him like she treats guys her age. With younger men, she might look for validation, compliments, or surface-level approval. But with you, it's different. She seeks something deeper. Your wisdom, your perspective, your insight into life. She'll ask you questions that go beyond the surface about your career, your philosophy, your past mistakes, or even your take on relationships. Why? Because on some level, she's not just attracted to you as a man. She's drawn to the life experience you embody. She knows you've lived through storms, failures, triumphs, and lessons that her peers simply haven't had time to go through. When she's crazy about you, she values your mind and the way you think. It's her way of saying, I see you as more than just someone to flirt with. I see you as someone I want to learn from, someone I respect deeply. And here's the secret. This isn't about father figures or stereotypes. It's about emotional gravity. An older man who has depth makes her feel anchored. And in a world full of superficial noise, that anchor becomes irresistible. Sign 2, she mirrors your energy subconsciously. One of the clearest signs of attraction is mirroring. When someone unconsciously copies your body language, your speech patterns, or your habits. With a younger woman who's crazy about you, this mirroring is almost unavoidable. You'll notice she begins to laugh like you. She might pick up your slang or even your gestures, or she'll adjust her tone of voice to match yours. This is her subconscious way of saying, I feel in sync with you. She doesn't have to think about it. It just happens because her brain is wired to build rapport with someone she's deeply drawn to. Pay close attention the next time you're talking with her. Does she cross her arms after you do? Does she lean in when you lean in? Does she sip her drink right after you sip yours? These tiny, almost invisible actions reveal a much bigger truth. She's aligned with you emotionally, and her attraction has moved into that subconscious territory where logic can't interfere. Sign 3, she goes out of her way to be around you. Younger women often have busy lives filled with school, careers, social circles, and endless distractions. But when she's crazy about an older man, she will always find ways to orbit around him. Sometimes it's obvious. She might ask to see you, suggest plans, or try to start conversations. Other times it's subtle. She might just happen to show up at places she knows you'll be, or linger longer in your presence than necessary. For example, maybe you're part of the same social group. Watch closely. Does she arrive earlier when she knows you'll be there? Does she position herself within your line of sight? Does she laugh louder or smile more when you're nearby, as if hoping to catch your attention? These are not coincidences. These are deliberate, though often subconscious choices a woman makes when she wants to be closer to the man she can't stop thinking about. This is also where her attraction begins to separate from casual interest. Casual interest doesn't rearrange schedules, but when she's truly crazy about you, she'll bend her world just to have another moment in yours. Sign 4, she tests your emotional strength. This is one of the most overlooked signs, but it's one of the most telling. A younger woman who is crazy about an older man doesn't just admire him, she wants to make sure his strength is real. So she tests him. She might tease you, challenge your opinion lightly, or even throw in a playful, sarcastic jab just to see how you handle it. Why? Because younger women are surrounded by insecure guys who crumble when challenged. But an older man who is genuinely high value remains unshaken. He doesn't overreact, he doesn't get defensive, and he doesn't take everything personally. That calm, grounded response makes her attraction intensify. For example, she might say something like, "Wow, that's such an old school way of thinking," just to see if you'll get offended. If you laugh it off and respond with confidence, she'll secretly love it. Because in that moment, you prove you're not like the others. You're unshakable. And for a younger woman, that's intoxicating. Sign 5, she tries to impress you in subtle ways. When a younger woman is crazy about an older man, she doesn't just sit back and wait for him to notice her. She makes moves, though often subtle, to earn his admiration. This might look like dressing a little nicer when she knows she'll see you, mentioning her accomplishments in a humble brag kind of way, or even demonstrating her maturity to prove she's not like other women her age. Watch for this carefully. She might emphasize how she's different from her peers, how she doesn't enjoy the same shallow games, how she prefers deep conversations, or how she values ambition and growth. This isn't random. It's her way of signaling, "I want you to see me as worthy of you." And here's the deeper psychology. When a younger woman is truly drawn to an older man, she feels the gap in age and experience. So, to bridge that gap, she'll actively try to show you she belongs in your world. That effort alone reveals the depth of her feelings. Sign 6, her eyes give her away every time. You can fake words, you can fake casual behavior, but the eyes, they never lie. A younger woman who is crazy about an older man will reveal everything in the way she looks at him. Her gaze will linger a second too long. Her pupils may dilate when you speak. She'll look at you when she thinks you're not paying attention, then quickly glance away when caught. It's in these small, unguarded moments that her attraction is most visible. She might try to mask it with casual smiles or friendly behavior, but her eyes will betray her every time. And here's the secret most men miss. When a woman is crazy about you, her eyes don't just show attraction, they show admiration. She looks at you the way someone looks at something rare, something valuable, something they don't want to lose. That look alone can tell you more than any words she'll ever say. Sign 7, she makes you a priority in her world. At the end of the day, the clearest sign that a younger woman is crazy about an older man is this: she prioritizes him. In a world full of options, distractions, and competing attention, she chooses you. She carves out time. She rearranges plans. She makes sacrifices, all to keep you in her orbit. This priority doesn't always show up in grand gestures. Sometimes it's as simple as checking in on you, remembering the small details of your conversations, or making sure she responds to you faster than she does with anyone else. Other times, it's bigger. She might defend you in conversations, brag about you to her friends, or subtly show signs of jealousy when other women are around. The key here is consistency. Interest can fade, curiosity can fade, but prioritization doesn't happen unless her feelings run deep. If she's making you a consistent part of her life, even when she doesn't have to, it's because she's crazy about you. These 7 signs, when combined, paint a picture of something undeniable. A younger woman who is crazy about an older man doesn't always say it directly, but her actions, her energy, and her subtle choices reveal everything. The challenge is being perceptive enough to notice. Most men dismiss the hints, chalk them up to politeness, or convince themselves they're imagining things. But if you learn to recognize these signs, you'll realize just how powerful and obvious her attraction truly is. Because at the end of the day, attraction, real attraction, doesn't need to be spoken. It's written in the way she looks at you, the way she adjusts herself to fit into your world, and the way she keeps finding her way back to you over and over again. So, now that you've seen these 7 secret signs, let me ask you something important. Did any of them feel familiar? Did you think of a specific younger woman while I was breaking them down? Maybe it's the way she always laughs at your jokes. Maybe it's how she keeps showing up in your orbit. Maybe it's those lingering glances that give her away. If even one of these signs rang true, then chances are she's not just casually interested. She's genuinely crazy about you, even if she hasn't said it out loud. But here's the thing most men miss. Noticing the signs is only half the battle. The real question is, what are you going to do with this knowledge? Because you can't just spot the signs and sit back passively hoping things fall into place. If you do that, you risk becoming just another what if in her life. Attraction, especially when it runs this deep, thrives on action. A younger woman may open the door with subtle signals, but it's up to you to step through it with confidence. This is where being a stoic, grounded man matters most. Don't rush, don't overthink, don't play games. Instead, embody that calm strength that drew her to you in the first place. If she's crazy about you, you don't need flashy moves or rehearsed lines. You need presence, patience, and the willingness to lead with clarity. That's what separates a man she's briefly curious about from a man she can't stop thinking about, even when she's lying in bed at night, replaying your conversations in her mind. And if you found yourself nodding along, realizing that you've been missing these signs all along, don't beat yourself up. Most men never even get to this level of awareness. They mistake politeness for attraction. Or worse, they overlook genuine attraction because they're too distracted by insecurity or doubt. But now, you're not one of those men anymore. You've seen behind the curtain. You know the secret behaviors that reveal when a younger woman is truly invested. That knowledge alone puts you ahead of 99% of guys out there. Now, here's my challenge for you. Don't just watch this video and move on. Apply what you've learned. The next time you notice these signs, slow down, observe carefully, and test the waters with intention. Does she lean in closer? Does she respond with even more energy? Does she find another reason to stay in your presence? If the answer is yes, then you'll know without question that her attraction is real. And once you know, you can decide how to move forward on your terms from a place of strength instead of doubt. And if this video spoke to you, if you felt that spark of recognition, then this is just the beginning. On this channel, Stoic Paradox, we go deep into attraction, psychology, and the timeless principles that separate ordinary men from high-value men, who women respect, admire, and secretly crave. So, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on notifications so you never miss another video, because what we're building here isn't just another channel. It's a brotherhood of men who are done guessing, done second-guessing, and ready to live with clarity and confidence. If you're watching this far, I know something about you. You're serious about growth. You're not here for cheap tricks or shallow dating hacks. You want the truth, the psychology, and the strategies that work in the real world. That's exactly what I share here every single week, but I can't do it alone. I need men like you to be part of this movement, and it starts with something simple. Drop a comment below. Tell me which of these 7 signs you've seen before. Share your story because you'd be surprised how many men are going through the exact same thing. And your comment might be the one that gives another man the clarity he needs. And finally, don't forget to like this video if you found value in it. It helps more men like you find this content, and it tells me that this is the kind of truth you want more of. When you engage, you're not just helping yourself. You're helping spread a message that men everywhere need to hear. So, here's the bottom line. A younger woman who's crazy about an older man will rarely say it outright, but she will always show it in ways that words can't hide. If you can read those signals and respond with calm confidence, you won't just attract her. You'll command her respect, admiration, and desire in a way most men never will. This is reminding you strength is silent, confidence is calm, and attraction is revealed in the smallest details if you know how to see them. Until next time, stay grounded, stay stoic, and keep becoming the man you were always meant to.